and welcome to At Home today. We hope you're having a wonderful day. I've got some really special guests today. You know how I feel about my great nephews. You know how Josh has always been on the open of our program? Well, I want you to see that program opening was done about 5.5 years ago. And today, this is what Josh looks like. Josh, I'm so glad you're here. It's good to see you. He's coming over. Come on over. How you doing, dude? Look how big he is. You doing good?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
7.5.
7.5. Do you believe that? 7.5. This is a special kid. I'll tell you what, there's nobody in the world like this boy. He is just the kindest, nicest guy. Look, that's what you looked like a long time ago. See it over there in the monitor?
Yeah.
Wow, did you change, huh?
Yeah.
This is Josh. And then here comes Corey. Come here, Corey. Come here. This is his cousin. Come over, stand by Josh. Come on, hurry up. Come on. It's okay. Here he is. This is Corey. Corey, look up in there and wave. Wave to me. Wave over there by the camera. That's it. This is Corey, and this is Josh's cousin. This is my other nephew's son. He's 2 years old. Hi, Corey. You doing okay? Okay. And then the newest member of our family, and this is Josh's brother, and his name is Jake. And we have to show you baby Jake. Is this sweet or what? We like him, huh? We like all these boys because this is special here. This is what it's all about. This is family. And this is baby Jake, and he was born on April what, Lise? April 27th, and he is just, doesn't he look exactly like his brother? Look, I'm going to show you. Look here. Look at these two. Are they something? He looks like a miniature of Josh, and Josh looked exactly like him. Corey, you want to come over here and stand by Josh. Come on. Corey's in the 2-year-olds, and he's having a good time. He's so fascinated with everything. And we're so thankful because this family is a big part of my life, and I'm so thankful that they could be here with us today. Thanks for coming, Josh. Thanks for coming, Jake. Isn't he a sweet? This is his introduction to television. So there he is. These are my boys, and they're precious. Bye, Corey. You gonna wave? Bye. He's looking at the overhead mirror up there, and he's fascinated by it. Thanks, Lise. Thanks for bringing them. And we just wanted you to see how big our boys have gotten. You want to stand back here with me? Come on back here. I'll show you what we're having today. This is a table full of all kinds of fruits and vegetables. And we know where this all came from because God caused the sunshine and made it all to grow. Tomatoes, and here's corn, potatoes. Do you know what that thing is over there?
I forget.
A zucchini?
Yeah.
What is it?
Zucchini.
That's a zucchini. There's peppers. Corey got a pepper. Big tomatoes. All of this was grown out of the ground that God provided for us. So this is a time, you want a grape? Go ahead. This is the time of the year when God's bountiful supply is available to all of us. So today we're going to tell you how to make a lot of tomato recipes. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys, for coming to visit At Home today. Good to see you. We'll be right back in just a minute. Here's today's at-home hint. To ripen tomatoes, set tomatoes on a kitchen counter, not a sunny windowsill, for several days. Never refrigerate. Or place an apple in a paper bag with the tomatoes. Apples emit a natural gas that encourages ripening.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/athome.
Don't you love kids? You just never know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know if they're going to cooperate or not. But I love it because they're just so new and fresh from heaven that they have their own spirit. They just kind of do what they want. Those boys are very precious to me. They really are. Well, the first dish that we're going to be preparing is a pie. You say, I thought this was a tomato show. Well, it is, but we're going to make a tomato cheese pie. And what you want to do is get your pie crust and go ahead and bake it for about 15 minutes until it is browned and it's still flaky, because this is going to go back into the oven. Now, the filling that we're going to make, I'm just going to go off with the recipe and every ingredient, and you take it down. Try to remember to do it slowly so you can get it, okay? All right, a cup of grated cheddar cheese. 1 cup of mozzarella shredded cheese or grated. All right. 1 cup of ricotta cheese. Lots of cheese in this. That's probably why they call it tomato cheese pie. All right, and then we have 1/4 cup, that's this, of sauteed mushrooms. You want to saute them only to get the moisture out of them because you don't want your pie to be soggy and the crust to be soggy. All right, that's 1/4 cup. 2 tablespoons of chopped onion, 2 tablespoons. And this is a funny ingredient, but it's 1/4 cup of salmon that has been drained and flaked very well and clean it real good. You know, we had a big discussion here about getting it all cleaned. Have to do that or it just doesn't taste good. And let's see, I think that that's all we do with this because we're just going to mix this together. And it's kind of thick, but I think once it gets into that pie shell and it bakes, you're just going to bake this in a preheated oven, which needs to be at 325. Okay, 325 degree oven. Mix it real well. Sandy, you want to come in and change the temperature on the oven because it's up at 425 and I think it's going to burn. So we need the bottom oven changed. This is Sandy who helps. Sometimes you see the top of her head when she's crawling on the floor behind the set, but today we're letting her be seen. 325. Okay, so this is the filling that goes in the pie shell. And we're going to put this in just like that. You know, I'll tell you, the people that work with me on this show, this crew, they have been, they're just like unbelievable because they go beyond the call of duty sometimes and really make it all happen, and I do appreciate them. If they're not crawling on the floor, they're doing good shots to make everything that I do look good. So it's a real team effort. Okay, now that goes in there just like that. Smells good, looks good, the sauteed mushrooms and the onion, all of that's there. Now what you're going to do, we're going to arrange these tomatoes, okay, on the top of the pie, just like this. And you want them cut not real thick. Do it on the thinner side. Just do them thin wedges. And go the whole way around the edge of the pie, because that's the way it's going to look when you go to serve it. And you want it to really look like it's a decoration besides the fact it's part of the ingredients that makes this pie taste so good. So be careful to try to get it all going the same direction, spaced evenly around the pie, just like that. And what I would do is make the next layer on the inside go in the opposite direction. All right? Because the only thing we're going to do here is put some herbs on the top. First of all, let's go the opposite direction. Isn't that pretty? Especially this time of the year when these fresh tomatoes are so good and you think, oh, I know when we get a basket of tomatoes, Paul can't wait to get home, get the bread and just, you know, a little salt and pepper. He just likes tomato sandwiches. And he could have a meal on that, maybe a corn on the cob or something with it, but he would just like to have that because that's how much, when they're in season, he loves them. If you tell him, let's have tomatoes in the middle of the winter, guess what? He won't eat them. He just doesn't like them if they're not those good fresh tomatoes that we're getting now. All right, now what we're going to do is we have some basil. Well, we're just going to sprinkle the basil all over the top, just like that. And then some oregano. Sorry, that was the oregano. This is the fresh basil, which you can get right now, which is also wonderful to have. Or you can use the dried, but the fresh is always better. And that's just 1/4 cup of chopped green onions that will go over this next. Just like this. Isn't this beautiful, colorful? And this will go in the oven, and it doesn't bake that long. This only bakes about 20 minutes, and then you must let it set and cool for 15, because if you try to cut it before that, it will probably not be set up enough for you to do that. And the inside, the filling will be running. All right, so we're going to salt and pepper the top. Let's do it this way, make it easier and quicker. A little pepper on the top and a little bit of salt. Just don't go real heavy on the salt so people can add more at the table if they want to, or if they're unrestricted. You have to keep in mind those things. All right, into the oven, 325, right, Sam? All right, 20 minutes. That's all, just 20 minutes. Next, I want to show you how to make, okay, got that one. Now we're going to show you how to make a pasta that doesn't even have, the sauce doesn't even have to be cooked. I know that's unusual, but I'm telling you, it really, if you can get good fresh tomatoes, and I know you can now, This is the time of the year to make this because you cook your pound of linguine. This is linguine pasta, and it can be warm or it can be cold. This is a no-cook pasta salad. Sorry, pasta meal. They're telling me I need to smile at you today, so I'm going to, all right? Dale, it's like this. If you tell me, I'm going to tell the folks at home because this is family, all right? 3 cups of chopped ripe tomatoes. Am I smiling enough? Good. And if you can see Dale's face, it's red. Okay, 3 cups of chopped tomatoes. Then we do 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese that's been cut into like 1/2-inch cubes. We're going to add that to the tomatoes. Then this is 1/3 cup of fresh basil that we've chopped. And we're going to put that in, chopped fine. Next is our garlic. You have to, I don't know how people can cook without garlic, do you? I mean, this is one of those things that God put in the earth that just cannot be duplicated. It's not, doesn't taste like an onion, it doesn't taste like a lemon. When you have garlic, there's never a question of, wonder what that taste is. You know what it is. It's pungent, and it's strong, and it's wonderful. All right, now we're going to add 1/4 cup of good olive oil, like an extra virgin type. That's what we want to do. Extra virgin olive oil. Pour that over it. Now, if I were making this for dinner, I would do this part in the early afternoon if I could, because this is going to get better as it sits, because when the tomatoes release their flavor, the garlic releases its flavor. If you eat that right away, it has not had a chance for it to blend together. That's what this is all about. When you put this together and the basil in there, it releases its flavor. If you let this sit for a while, this is an incredible taste to put over a pasta. This is very similar to something that I make for Paul, which he loves, and it's called that cheese tomato salad. This is very similar because you have the cheese, the tomatoes, and the basil, and the oil. The only thing you don't put in here is vinegar. The only other ingredients to this, again, are the salt and pepper. But I would suggest that if you'll wait and make this early in the day and then serve it that night, you will be in, I mean, just, you won't believe how good that flavor is. All right, so we have our linguine cooked, but we're not going to add that, not at this point. Okay, this is finely chopped tomatoes. We need someone really, well, I just lost the spoon too. Someone really, really likes these fresh tomatoes, and that's okay. But you need to do that. Just check. Well, here's another one. Well, we're going to continue chopping these finely chopped tomatoes to make sure that they're all uniform, and we're going to get rid of that spoon that fell, and we'll be right back in just a minute. We're going to take a break. Hang in there, more tomato recipes in just a minute.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club.
Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, we're back, and if you've just joined us, we're doing this whole complete program on tomatoes, what has been coming forth from your vines now, because remember when you planted them? Remember, some of us here in the Northeast, when we planted, we got frosted out the first batch of when we planted, when we normally do, and we had to go back and replant. So many of the tomatoes are just coming in now because it's a little late, but they are so good, and they're so juicy, and they're so tasty. Delicious tomatoes. I want to show you, before we get into something else, exactly the different kinds of tomatoes. This is the plum tomato, obviously because it looks like a plum. And the shape is, as opposed to this round tomato that looks like a round tomato, and that's mostly what we associate as a tomato. When you say, oh, I want to slice a tomato, this is what you would get. These are the best when it comes to cooking or for sauce, and the reason is because there is very little juice, and you can see that. There's a lot of pulp in that tomato, and that's what makes your sauce thick, is all that pulp in there when it's not real juicy, and when you cut it, the juices run everywhere. So that's why these plum tomatoes are the best. These are the variety. If you do a lot of cooking, if you're going to can tomatoes, you'd probably want to choose the plum tomato. Now, as opposed to this tomato, that it's not bad, but you can see where the juice is already running from this, because it is a juicier tomato. And those are the ones we like to do on a sandwich, or you know, when you have a fried egg and you need that little slice of tomato, or what Paul puts on the bread. And then of course we all know that these are just these little cherry tomatoes that are adorn salads or garnish or decorate whatever. One of the hints that I was going to share with you today, and I didn't, you take a piece of bacon and you wrap it around, put a toothpick in it, and put them under the broiler, and just keep turning them until the bacon has firmed up and gotten crisp. It's a nice appetizer. You can make a whole platter full of those. Well, okay, so those are the different kinds of tomatoes. Let's make something called bruschetta. And what you have to do is get a nice big loaf of Italian bread. This is a gorgeous loaf. And you're going to cut it. You're going to cut some nice thick slices. And I'm amazed that some people just don't know how to cut bread, and usually are not using the right knife, and they're hacking it, and by the time they get done, this slice of bread is in a wad because they're hacking it. You need a serrated edge knife, one that goes zigzag like that, and then hold up the bread to keep it in shape. You hold it in the air and just apply. See, I'm holding it. Just apply the knife back and forth. Don't let it push down. And then you'll get nice slices of bread. This will be uniform, and the slices will be easy to work with. Okay, let me get one more slice here. Okay, now sometimes when the bread's still hot and you do that, the only way you can cut hot bread is with an electric knife. Trust me, I know that. All right, now we're going to put our bread slices on a cookie sheet, and we're going to use our olive oil. And what you do, this is going to go under the broiler. A little bit of olive oil here. Brush the bread, and it has to be a good, really good brand of olive oil. It's really necessary for it not to be a cheap brand or leftover brand or something. I tell you that olive oil can really affect a difference in the flavor of anything that you use it with. If you're frying with it, if you're adding it to make a dressing or whatever you're doing, it just absolutely needs to have a good, really good brand of olive oil. Now we're going to put this under the broiler, and we have this on broil. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Don't let me forget it. That's going to get toasted and crusty, all right? Then what we're going to do is grill that for about 2 or 3 minutes. You can do this on an outdoor grill too if you'd like to. When it comes out, we're going to rub it with a clove of garlic, put it on our plate, and then we're going to add some fresh tomatoes over it. The garlic, the oil, and the tomatoes, a little sprig of basil. This is delicious and delightful. All right, while that's broiling, we're going to tell you about something that is low fat and low calorie, and it's a roasted tomato soup. I like tomato soup. I like it a lot. And this is a little different. What we've done is taken tomatoes like this, we cored them, and we put them on our broiler rack. We also took some onions like this and cut thick slices, cleaned them, cut thick slices, and laid them on the broiler rack. We put some olive oil on just on the slices of onion, not on the tomatoes. Put them under the broiler and left them on for about 20 minutes and kept turning them so that they would brown. Then we brought them out, let them set for 5 minutes. This is what you have when you let them sit for 5 minutes. And you can see that this skin will peel right off. We skinned all of them and took the tomatoes and the broiled onions, put them in the processor, and pureed them. That's what we have here. Okay, it's still nice and thick and still warm, but we've done that. Now, we're going to add, get this off of here. We're going to put this in our sauce pot. All right, careful to not let that blade get you. All right, and this is going to go on the stove, and we're going to warm this up. This is a low fat, low calorie. I'm telling you, it's very, very good, very tasty. First, we're going to add some chicken broth, which is about a cup of chicken broth. Let me see what the bread's doing here. Hold on just a minute. That's all right. It's a little crisp around the edge, but it'll be fine. All right, let me set that there for now. Now we're going to add we've added our chicken broth. Now we're adding some orange zest. That's just the outer edge of you take the zest off of an orange. And some salt and pepper. And I think we're ready to go. We'll put this on and let it cook until it comes to a boil. And you can definitely serve this warm or cold. Again, watch the salt, and if you want to spice it up with some other flavors, you can. It would be great. These are all tasty, unusual dishes, probably something that you did not see anyplace else, but I think something that's worth giving it a try. The chicken broth in with this gives us a good base, and it really complements the taste of the tomato. I think you're going to like it. While that's going, let's go back here, finish our bruschetta. Take my fork, and here's my garlic clove that needs to be cut. You have to cut it so that it gives off the flavor. If you don't cut it, you won't. And you just rub the garlic clove, because you just want the essence of the garlic to come out at a time like this. Okay, and you have it, just like that. Can't believe on that warm bread what that's going to taste like. That's going to be great. Then we'll put a couple of slices. This bread is smoking. Okay, and then we'll spoon on some of our tomatoes right over that. Tell you what, you're going to like it. Could we add some cheese to that if you wanted to? This is called bruschetta. And this is some more ideas of what you can do with tomatoes. We'll be right back in just a minute, and here's how you can get all the recipes you've seen on This at Home. We'll be right back.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the program today, because we've done a lot of things with tomatoes, a lot of different dishes. Let's just take a review here. This is our no-cook sauce for pasta. Remember, make it early in the day so that the flavors will marry together, and that is excellent. That's a good, healthy, delicious, quick supper when you get home, too. You could do your vegetables in the morning and then just boil the pasta at night. Good, really good choice. This is our tomato soup. Isn't that nice? Look at that. And you could add sugar to this if you like it a little sweeter. You could season it however you want to. For some reason, in my mind, I'd like to put some cinnamon in there, and I don't know why, but I haven't tried it, so this is just a thought. And in front of that is our tomato cheese pie. Doesn't that look great? Remember to let that set for about 10-15 minutes when you bring it out of the oven, so that the cheese has a chance to set up. And I think that's going to be something that your family would really, really enjoy. And then here we have our bruschetta, which is the grilled bread. You can do it outdoors, indoors, and remember, you brush it with olive oil, put it under the broiler, and bring it out, and then take a split clove of garlic. You have to slice it to render the juice from the garlic, and then just, go across the surface of that bread with the garlic, and have your tomatoes on top. And we just add a little bit of cheese. You could put a lot of cheese if you liked mozzarella or some other kind of cheese. We just sprinkled very briefly with Romano. You can see God is good to us, all the bounty on this table, and that's not all. This whole month, remember, we're doing harvest dishes with all the harvest that God gives us so freely to us. We are a blessed nation, and we're blessed because you dropped by on At Home today. I hope you enjoyed my boys. Weren't they cute? Be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you then.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Fresh produce provided by Jordan Banana, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania. Appliances provided by Decor Distinctive Appliances, a reflection of your good taste. Groceries provided by Foodland, where the answer is always yes. Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.